Another round of layoff at tech giant Infosys. The company has terminated 195 trainees after they failed to clear what is called internal assessments.
IT major Infosys has said that the company has fired 337 trainees for failing internal evaluation tests, right?
Imagine starting a company with just 10,000 rupees. No funding, no VC backing, no Silicon Valley connections, just belief. That's exactly what Narayana Murthy did. But here's the twist. The 10,000 rupees didn't come from a bank. It came from his wife, Sudha Murthy, who back in the 1980s was one of the first female engineers at Telco, now Tata Motors. She gave her entire savings to her husband because he once said to her, "If I fail, you've only lost 10,000 rupees. But if I succeed, it'll change our lives forever." It didn't just change their lives, it changed India's tech story forever. Let's dive into 10 unbelievable records that Infosys broke through data, drama, and daring. 1. First Indian company to list on NASDQ, 1999. In 1999, India was still trying to shake off its developing nation tag. And here came Infosys standing tall on Wall Street. Infosys became the first Indian company to list on NASDQ in 1999. The journey to Wall Street wasn't glamorous. Narayana Murthy and his co-founders carried briefcases filled with printouts, sometimes waiting hours outside investor offices just for 5 minutes of their time. During one pitch, an American investor bluntly asked, "How can we trust an Indian company to manage US software systems?" Murthy calmly replied, "Because we've already built them, you just didn't know it." Infosys IPO was a smash hit. Shares jumped 70% on day one. Suddenly, the world had a new player from a place called Bangalore. 2. Inventing the global delivery model. Today, outsourcing is the norm. But in the early 1990s, it was Infosys that built the blueprint. Infosys created the global delivery model. It was built to split work between client sites abroad and teams in India. This model changed the IT industry forever. Picture this, it's 2 a.m. in Bangalore. The team is on a call with a panicked US client. A critical bug in their banking software could delay payroll for 200,000 employees. The Infosys team works in silence, fueled by chai and sheer will. By morning, the glitch is gone. The client emails back, "How did you do that?" Murthy replied, "Because we never sleep on our clients' problems." 3. Cracking the US market in the 1980s. In 1987, Infosys opened a tiny US office in Boston. No brand, no client, just courage. India's total IT exports in 1987 were under $150 million. Infosys now earns over $18.5 billion annually. Nelakani and the team wore cheap suits and used public phones to call potential clients. They were often met with disbelief. India does software. To prove themselves, they offered to code for free, only asking to be paid if the software worked. One of those free trials led to a $10 million partnership and the company's first big US break. 4. Thriving through global crises. Recessions, crashes, pandemics. Infosys didn't just survive, it soared. In 2008, during the global meltdown, Infosys hired 20,000 new employees when most companies were cutting jobs. When the 2008 crisis hit, many called for layoffs. Murthy disagreed. He told his board, "This is the time to double down." They hired smart freshers at lower costs, invested in training, and built a talent pipeline. One such fresher, Anand, would later lead Infosys' digital transformation projects across Asia. 5. Setting global standards in corporate governance. Before SEBI made rules, Infosys made them a habit. Infosys was one of the first Indian companies to adopt US-style transparency, including publishing quarterly reports and earnings calls. When a small misbilling issue emerged, just 80,000 rupees, Infosys could have ignored it. Instead, they disclosed it in their quarterly report. Global investors were stunned. In India's corporate world, this level of honesty was unheard of. One US fund manager said, "If Infosys says it, we believe it." 6. Creating India's greenest tech campuses. Infosys didn't just build tech parks, they built oxygen zones. Their Mysore campus slashed electricity use by 44% and water by 64% from 2008 to 2020. Murthy once told his architects, "Make it a place where nature and knowledge coexist." So, they planted over 15,000 trees, designed eco-friendly buildings, and created tech zones cooled by natural airflow. The result? A campus where engineers code under skylights and have lunch beside lotus ponds. 7. World's largest corporate training university. 14,000 engineers trained every year, not in classrooms, but in a mini city. The Infosys Global Education Center in Mysore trains more engineers annually than some IITs produce in total. The center isn't just massive, it's magical. Recruits enter wide-eyed, often for the first time outside their village or city. Inside, they learn tech, leadership, ethics, and even etiquette. One student wrote home, "I learned Java in the morning, danced in the evening, and made friends for life." 8. Partnering with 190 plus Fortune 500 giants. Infosys went from nobody to necessity. Infosys now works with 1,900 plus global clients, including 190 plus Fortune 500 companies. A major European retailer faced a nightmare. Its entire backend crashed before Black Friday. Infosys emergency team landed in 18 hours, slept in the server room, and worked 48 straight hours. They fixed it just in time. The CEO later said, "We don't call Infosys vendors, we call them saviors." 9. Transforming rural India through Infosys Foundation. Beyond boardrooms, Infosys reached blackboards. The foundation has impacted 10 million lives, built 70,000 libraries, and upgraded 1,000 rural schools. 10. Leading the AI automation revolution. While others feared AI, Infosys built with it. Their AI platform, Infosys Topaz, handles over 12,000 live use cases globally. From a 10,000 rupees dream to a $70 billion legacy, Infosys is more than a company. It's a classroom, a temple, a lab, and a lighthouse. Infosys quietly built an empire in a world chasing unicorns brick by brick, value by value. So tell us, which story inspired you most? Smash that like button, share this with your friends, and subscribe for more untold stories from India's business legends.